Okay, welcome back to Daily Driven Alpha. Been a while since we've put a post up, but made a bit of progress. As you can see, front end's done, hood's on. In last post you would have seen that the door was on and furniture, mirrors on. Bumper, boots done, number plate holders on. And then of course on this side, we've still got to put the door seal and door on. But we're waiting for a friend of ours to 3D print a inner tub for the glove box on the dash. Our dash was missing that old cardboard one, and so we took one off our daily driver and got him to scan it, and we're going to 3D print it. So waiting for that to come back, and we'll take the seat out, install the dash, and finish all the steering column a bit later. So let's have a look and see what we've done with the bonnet. So you can see the shut lines and the corners aren't too bad. Not perfect, but then again, talking about a 57-year-old car, you know, who knows what its history's been really, and it's probably been movement in the panels. So you'll notice that the engine bay we're trying to keep it as original as possible. As you'll know from earlier posts, that motor was rebuilt 1600 series. We've got the trunk, the Alfa trunk, and the crossover filter, pretty standard. Same with the brakes, the brake booster, and as you can see, same with the wiring harness and the wiring. The only change we have made is we've put an alternator in, get away from the generator. One other thing, highly recommend you take an additional earth strap from your engine, run it and put it onto the negative terminal of your battery. These cars can be pigs when they have poor earthing, and you'll struggle to find out what the issue is. Often it's the earthing. You'll notice that the hood itself has been kept pretty standard. Put some of the original type sound deadening in, and now just on that, when you're installing these, remember there's adjustments. So for your hinges, you can put packers underneath if you need to bring the hood up. You can't move them sideways. Those hinges are in a fixed position, but you can move your catch plate up and down. And don't forget, you can move the actual spring-loaded section side to side. Now, what we didn't do was check that as we were closing the bonnet. We pretty much got to this stage here, looked at that, thought it was good, and as we dropped it, the bonnet moved that way a fraction, and we knocked this corner a bit of paint out and here, so we had to touch that up. But you'll see she drops in pretty easily, so that's good. Right, doors, the bane of my existence. These things, they are always problematic to adjust. When you're adjusting your doors, have a look at your door gaps. So you've got to watch this area here as it opens and closes so you don't pinch it. The other area to watch is this little corner here that can drive up into the chrome strip, which we did, and flaked a piece of paint off. But let's have a look at this. So there's a couple of areas you can adjust, right? The hinges themselves and this catch plate here. Okay, that can move in and out. So you can either go in or out, up and down, and you can angle it. So don't forget, once you've done that and you adjust your hinges as you adjust these either in or out or on an angle, what it does is it alters the door's plane this way and also up and down. Be very careful when you're doing this. Do minor adjustments and have someone helping you, because otherwise the door kicks and moves quite a bit. Lastly, you've got this adjustment here, which adjusts the angle of this little catch here, so that strikes over here, and then the bottom part of your catch drives this rubber, spring-loaded rubber here, to cushion the door as it shuts. Now remember your seals as you put them in, sorry for the light quality here, these are going to be stiff and they're going to provide a fair bit of resistance, especially in this front end here, in this corner. And until the door takes its shape and drives these seals and softens them, you're going to get some resistance. So once you've made your adjustment, when you go to close these doors, try not to grab them by the handle here and pull them up, because what you do is you start bending the steel here and you'll start putting dimples all around your door handle. So I always try and use these solid areas here, give it a good solid thump and close it. Oops, sorry, fingers there. So that's where we are at the moment with this. Taking it for a drive just around the farm here, and gearbox seems to be good. Everything's running nicely, although it did die on us just as we got it back to the shed. And once again, earthing wire. So let's get in, started up, and a bit rudimentary at the moment. Right. So. Probably shouldn't let it idle too long, especially during the run-in period like this, and with lots of oil pressure. Probably need to adjust that idle a bit, but a little bit tappety, a little bit rattly, but running okay. The good thing is we don't have any smoke, don't have anything untoward coming out the back end. A little bit of steam and a little bit of moisture. It's quite wet weather here at the moment, so not a surprise. Getting very close to being on the road. So there we have it. Now what we'll do is we'll finish off putting on the door cards at the last minute once we've done all the adjustments. I want to buff this hood and put a ceramic coating on it at first, before we go any further. And one of the things I noticed, the way we were storing it, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can sort of see a milkiness in the paint here. We had an old bedspread sitting over it, and it left a little bit of almost like a surface stain on it, which we're going to need to buff out. So if you're going to cover your paintwork with anything, maybe just use a clean light sheet. Don't use anything with any padding or any I don't know if it's had any shampoos or any detergents in it. I'm sure that's what's happened there, but try and keep things off your paint. Had to do a few little touch-ups along the way, as I said, but overall, car's looking pretty good. We're getting close. Obviously got to do the wheels, and we've been trying it with the 15-inch alloys to see what it'll look like, but quite frankly I think it's going to look good with those wheels sandblasted, powder coated, with Pirellis on for the period and some really nice period style hubcaps, and I think that that's going to set the car off. So look, thanks for dialing in. Hope your projects are going well. If you've been following this channel and you're keen to watch step noses being built, there's another channel out there called Car Spec Garage in the States, and a guy who's doing it, Paul, he's just completed one of these. He's got some great videos as well. His looks fantastic, so there's some more for you to watch there as well. Like, subscribe, share this with like-minded people. Happy to receive your comments as long as they're respectful, and thanks for dialing into Daily Driven Alpha.